And we've been in this thing now, man. We've been back at it 3 weeks strong. Coronavirus is trending right now still. We're spiking in North Carolina, especially in our area. How you feel, man? Are you feeling more comfortable right now or about the same?
In all actuality, it's hard not to have mixed emotions about it. It's great to be out of the house. We've been in since March, and is able to maneuver and get out the house a little bit because we all get cabin fever and anxiety take over. Being behind the walls, but coming back into the barbershop, you had mixed feelings, or you wanted to be able to financially make money, but it's also that the safety factor of, am I gonna catch it? You know what I'm saying? So during the time that we was home, we actually knew of people, of barbers, actually still doing house calls, and various ones actually catching the virus and passing away from it. So coming out and coming back into the barbershop, it do make it kind of alarming because it's something that you can't identify. And when you can't identify the source, it kind of makes it scary because you don't know what you're fighting, you know what I'm saying? So, and to see us being able to, come back into the barbershop, and I mean, the first couple of days were kind of, because you never know what to expect. But as the days go on and the weeks go on, you get a little bit more comfortable with it, and the things that we actually do as barbers now, taking the necessary steps to keep each other safe, and practicing the social distancing by moving our stations and taking the necessary steps to clean our instruments and things like that with the extra protocol that we take. It's becoming the new norm, I guess.
Right. What was the biggest thing that you've done that helps ease your mind a little bit, or make you feel a little bit more secure?
As overall, I mean, in the shop itself.
Yeah, in the shop. Yeah.
The fact that we're not taking cash, which means we're not touching things, and the fact that collectively as a group we decided to take the temperatures at the door, and booking appointments is the only necessary way to get in, and so it takes the heightening of the severity down a little bit because we know that we're in control of it.
Yeah, this weekend we was talking, man. You had a customer over the weekend that we've never seen before.
Right.
That bothers the mess out of me, yo. Like, not that my regulars couldn't lie or may not know that they have, COVID. It's just the new people, like we've never seen before, makes me a little scary. And I just wanted you to know your opinion on that.
Yes, it is. Going forward and getting a new clientele is going to be scary because there's always this thing of trust. We all say, "Oh, I'm good," but in all actuality, are you good? So not knowing that person and their, collectively their personality as a whole, and know that they keep good hygiene practice outside of the barbershop. So it is alarming. We just hope that the things that we do as a group can, take that down a little bit and not be as overly as worried about the situation, overwhelmed with it. So, but it's always going to be that issue because, like I said, it's something that we can't identify. We can't pinpoint, oh, that person got this or that person, because we notice that it's a situation where you can go without symptoms and pass it.
Symptomatic, yep. That's absolutely right, man. I think here, man, we've definitely stepped it up. We elevated sanitation and disinfection, and we're even at this point where we're trying to sterilize. For those that don't know, the barber board doesn't require you to sterilize things, but they require you to sanitize and disinfect. And our chemicals usually take like 10 minutes just to disinfect. And here we've created a 5-step process for all tools and things that we reuse. Good thing is we have so many tools like guards and combs that we rarely use the same one on the same day. But we've created a system here. It's a 5-step system where we wash it or sanitize it, we rinse it, we put it in a disinfection solution for 10 minutes, we rinse it again, and then we let it dry, and we have UV lamps now that they get sterilized in. So it's been quite a process, but I think it's a necessary process for us to feel safe and for customers to feel safe, um, and to minimize the contact and the spread of the virus. It's nerve wracking, but we doing it. Even for me, for myself, like just reducing the amount of people I cut to more focusing on ensuring the safety of the customers and the barbers has been a big change. But it was a necessary one. When I was trying to cut hair all day and trying to make sure everybody was straight, that was kind of overwhelming. But now I have people like yourself and Kathy who I know can deliver a great product and customer service through the roof. So I feel confident that y'all can take care of the customers I used to cut and the new customers and the ones y'all already been cutting. And I can feel a little bit better about ensuring that the door handle is clean and the people did the temperature checks or whatever. So it's been quite a journey, man. What do you think about these hand sanitizers out here, bro? I remember you had one at one time, bro. It's crazy.
Since the demand is so high and it's hard to get the necessary ingredients, meaning like a certain brand of alcohol that most of them use, which is the 70%. So a lot of them having to incorporate different brands of alcohol, meaning the intensity.
Ethanol or something like that. Yeah.
So, there are some where it's like a liquid base, and then there's some that still have the gel base to it.
Mm-hmm.
Recently, over the months we was out, I was actually able to work with another company, and working with that company, the brand of sanitizer they had, it was basically like a corn liquor because it was a different brand of alcohol that they
It
used.
went with gel at all.
So it's one thing I can say about this situation is allowing more people to be more creative and use their imagination to come up with different ideas,
right.
Throughout this situation to try to stay safe. So,
hey, I got one I want to show y'all. Let me run over and grab this thing. If you go to your local Sally's or something like that, you'll see this one here. This is the Chi Organic Garden. Let me show you right here as well, so you can get a good look at this thing. This size is a 26 ounce. Sells at Sally's for like $23.
mm-hmm.
That's expensive for hand sanitizer. But when I paid for it, I was like, you know what? Maybe it's the official hand sanitizer. Nope. This thing is made of, is it ethyl alcohol, 77%?
Ethyl.
Bruh, this thing smells like a margarita, bro. Let me go ahead and lick some. No, I can't do it. But bruh, this thing smells like margarita. These masks, y'all, my gosh. At least see what this mask is on my face, bro. It's about to be in my eyes. I can't stand it.
Yeah, they're not made for beards.
Not at all. Not at all. You see that thing, man, way up there. I gotta see. Oh my gosh. See how this works out? All masks ain't created equal, bro. How in the world that's happening? Well, anyway, look, we'll do it to the side like that. Now we just throw it away. That's another thing, man. We gotta worry about, man. Gloves breaking, masks breaking, not having either one on sometimes, so you forget sometimes. It's been one of those good journeys, man. But I think with repetition, we'll get better. With accountability, with so much, man. I think we'll improve on. I think we already do a great job now, but it's just habit,
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we doing our thing, man. As far as the social injustice stuff going on, man, we had recent deaths with George Floyd.
And now the guy in Atlanta.
Boy, I don't want to touch on that one. But whew, it's a lot of other cases that we can talk about. That guy in Atlanta, it was a whole other situation. But what do you feel about it, man? He was running, and he had a stun gun. I don't think he should have been killed.
The thing is, with any situation, even if you take the carry conceal class or whatever, even in basic, I've taken the basic law enforcement training. Being on both sides, even though in a court of law, they even teach you that when a person is fleeing, they're not an aggressor anymore. So they're, once you flee, you turn away, your back is to the person. That at that moment, if you shoot a person in the back, they become
1 second.
less the aggressor.
There you go.
So with that being said, there's no reason why a person should be shot in the back. Even if someone break into your home, and while they're in your home, yes, they are the aggressor. But the moment they turn to step out of your house, they're not the aggressor. So if you shoot them, then you can be liable for shooting that person in the back. And with that being a law enforcement that's been held to a higher standard, to see a person, you have your opinion on what was going on in the moment, but once that person turns away to flee, he's not an aggressor anymore. And you shoot him in the back, it just...
If the stun gun wasn't a stun gun, it was actually a pistol, what do you feel is the right thing then?
Again, I mean...
I'm not even talking about just that case, but if I was in your home and I was running, but I was shooting back at you, like I was pointing the gun back, but I was running this way.
Again, I mean, it's still, once the person is fleeing, they're not, the aggressor, because, you're not their direct target because they're running away from you. So at that point, you have the way to maneuver away from the situation to de-escalate the situation, other than having to use violence as your measure.
For this situation that just happened, I don't feel like the guy should have been killed.
No.
But on the flip side, if I was the officer, I don't know if I would have done anything differently.
I mean, it's always going to be
not that I'm justifying the officer or anything. I just don't know if I would have done anything differently. And that's why I don't sign up for being an officer either.
See, it's always going to be a catch-22. Because as an officer, your goal is to return home to your family at any means necessary. And, being the defendant or the accuser, or...
But what should he done? As the guy took off running, he did. This one
like
guy
you
done
said,
beat up. He done beat off 2 officers.
Like you said, it's always going to be, like I said, a double standard. We could all sit here and say he shouldn't have shot the person, or he should have shot the person, but we don't know until we're in the heat of the moment.
Right.
We don't know what he was thinking or what was going through his mind. He just seen, as you said, 2 other officers getting taken advantage of. So his only thing is,
It was him and another guy.
I want to go home. So it does make the challenge a little bit different, but at the same time, you signed up for the job, so you have to do what's right, no matter how you feel about the situation, because at the end of the day, they're gonna hold you at a different standard as they do a normal civilian. Was he scared? Maybe, yes, but at the same time, your fear can't be overpowered by what you're supposed to do in that moment. It's protect and serve. You held at a different standard, so your job is to go home, and your job is to keep that person safe, but also be able to arrest that if that's the person that needs to be arrested, and then you need to be able to find a balancing point in that situation to apprehend that suspect, but also keep his life, because you're going to be held at the end of the day.
Okay. What would you done?
I can't say I would have done. I don't know what I would have done in the moment. I don't know. I mean, we all see the tape.
It's hard, bro. That's why I said I don't know if I would have done anything different.
I mean,
he pointed something at me. I don't know what his intentions are.
I mean, I think what he should have done was took cover. Whether the person got away. I just don't see dying was the means, because we all can shoot a target. But was it necessary? If he could have adjusted, take a moment, take a deep breath, adjust it, cover, shot him in the leg. You know, I just don't see dying was the answer. Should he had maybe taken a shot to de-escalate the situation, you know, being able to do his job, it's hard to answer. I mean, but I just didn't see death in all situations unless that person is shooting you, like your back is against the wall, you have no other option. Then yeah, you got to do what you got to do to go home.
I do hope that we keep this momentum going for Black Lives Matter and just social injustice and period. Just recently, the Supreme Court protected the LGBTQ community. I thought that was fantastic. No one should be discriminated against from their job for their sexual orientation. Um, but I think this Black Lives Matter movement need to continue. And to all my non-black, just as whoever who watch this, Black Lives Matter. Let me help you understand. Doesn't mean that black people are only people that matter. What it means is that we want to feel that we matter from everybody else too. There's been too many things that has happened to us in the last 400 years to show that our life isn't as equal as white America. Matter of fact, we were considered as 3/5 of a man, and it seemed like even though we've been free from slavery, that 13th Amendment has always kept us in such a rut that it feels hard to believe that we matter to America. Only thing it seems like that matters is our dollars and our culture. But we just want to let you know that our lives matter. That we shouldn't just be taken out because you fear us. We got to do work across the board, like from both sides, with police and the community, or black and white, or whatever. We all need to get to know each other. I talked to my wife about this. We loved each other like God said to love each other. A lot of this would be no issue, bro. But we got to do the work on both sides. And this is not me pointing fingers at anyone. Like, I have to do the work more for myself as well, and for my family and my community. But yeah. We definitely we got some work to do, bro. And I almost got emotional about a moment last week, but I was like, nah, I don't want to get emotional about a moment. I want to get emotional about a momentum.
Right.
Meaning, I don't want to just be stuck in this, like, okay, cool, like the Black Lives Matter sign on the street was dope. But no, I want to do more. Just here in North Carolina, they just passed a bill for a $4 million park to honor African Americans. Don't give me no part. Give me that money and give me some more resources. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you got that $4 million to build a park, you got $4 million to put into some programs that's going to help people that are disenfranchised or in poverty, man. So, yeah. What do you got to say, man? Why you saying I'm going to open this up, man? I love getting new mail, boy.
I mean, I feel the same as you. I mean, it really sucks that it took, someone's life to really, open this up to a discussion, even though it's something that's been going on for years.
Right.
It's always going to be a sad situation. But it is good to see, different minorities coming together, being diverse, being able to, stand and protest, so it's good to acknowledge it, but like you said, I don't want it to be a momentarily thing where we have momentum right now and, 6 months later, it's all forgotten.
For sure.
I just want it to be something that we can all take serious and really, really capitalize on, not just being, yes, us as being the prior or major minority in the situation, because, other groups, maybe the, Spanish and Asian descent, they very well too get discriminated, but it's just on a bigger scale as African Americans that we get projected as being a certain way.
Right.
And I take liberty in saying that, I appreciate those going out and, I don't necessarily 100% agree with the looting, and things like that, but, and I understand with just a built up frustration and, seeing the police brutality and stuff like that, but I just think that they already judge us as being a certain way, and I think when we do something like that, we just solidify how they already look at us. You know, so I just think if we look back to the other things back over the years, say Martin Luther King, it was never a violent protest. I mean, he got his point across.
He got beat up too.
Very well.
He got rocked.
But a lot of stuff came from those speeches and things that he did, and I just think it's a different way that we should need to maneuver to get our point across, other than, you know, solidifying how they already look at us, because it makes it harder to validate what we believe and what we're shooting for when we giving them every reason to feel that way. You know, they see us and lock the doors because they see us walk by, or, you know what I'm saying, or they feel uneasy.
Right.
But when we jump on the situation, and we just have to learn how to channel our energy to a more positive, more effective way, other than just, you know, vandalizing and bringing in windows, because a lot of those places that were vandalized were black-owned businesses, you know, so, and it's hard when, you know, set still for 3 months, and then the money that you did have to open back up, now you have to shut down forever, you know, so I just think we need to find a different way.
Right. That's real, bro. I can't say nothing that you haven't said already, man. I will say though, I understand the frustration, like you said, that people have, and I ain't gonna lie, I'm proud of these young folks, man. Like they look, my mindset is totally different, man. You got to think, we were born to parents who were born in the civil rights struggle. You know what I'm saying? So they see the world much different, and we felt some of their trauma. But the people, the generation behind us, their parents weren't in the civil rights era. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Their parents were the people from the 80s and the 90s, where we got a little bit more expressing ourselves with the hip hop culture. So now they're like, oh, hell no, you ain't gonna do this because I'm black. No. So I'm proud of them, man, for stepping up, man, and doing their thing. But we need a more rounded fight for injustice, man. Right here, man, we just got some products in, man. Shout out to Ace High. They sent us some samples, man. They got a shampoo and conditioner. Check that out, man. See how that smells, man. They got a hair tonic. They got a high noon pomade. We got a clay pomade. We got the original pomade. I like these jars, man. These like glass jars, like baby food jars. It's pretty cool.
Smell good though.
Got the beard balm, come in a can.
It has like a peppermint smell.
And the Black Cat pomade. Show you that, man. Focus. Come on and focus. Can we get some focus here? Actually, let me get that. We'll bring that on over. So, yeah. This is that Black Cat pomade. The beard balm. And the company name is Ace High. I think they're out of Michigan or Minnesota. Where did this come from? I can't remember. But yeah. Is this shampoo and conditioner, is it paraben free? And
that one smells like peppermint.
You know, I like the paraben free and the, what's the other thing I like, man? I always tell people. Sulfate free. I don't see anything that says sulfate free on it. But sulfates are harsh chemicals, y'all. If y'all don't know that, they're harsh chemicals. They're what you use to clean your clothes, you know. But yeah, this is the pomade by Ace High. But yo, Ant, man, appreciate you coming through, man, and having this conversation, man. We got to do this again. I put those products down right there. Is there any way people can reach out to you, man, find you on social media?
Yeah, you can go to my Instagram. It's Amazin Ant MLB. That's AMAZIN ANT MLB. And also, you know, you can also reach all of us on the Barbershop NC page. Yep.
And y'all, it's the homie. We're about to log out. Thank y'all for watching, and y'all stay safe, stay covered up, take precautions, and keep fighting for equality. All right.
Peace.